This video is presented by EA Creator Network. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today is a very exciting speed build because I am playing with some early access to the new Sims 4 game pack, My Wedding Stories. So if you guys haven't heard, there is a game pack coming out and it basically allows you to have like your dream wedding, and it's completely focused around weddings and wedding planning and the cake and getting the outfits, and you can make your dream wedding venue all the way up until having the actual wedding. So this isn't something that I really expected in terms of a new game pack, but nonetheless, I am excited for it. So I know I'm kind of late to the party with releasing any kind of content with early access. I have a little bit of an update for you guys. I'm actually going to be moving at the end of the month. So I'm moving like basically March 1st, and we secured the new place super quickly. There's been so much paperwork and all of that stuff. You guys who have rented places before might relate to how kind of hectic it can get with booking the elevators and stuff. So I've been kind of MIA and really busy with that, but that's very exciting, and I will share a little bit more about that either later or in a future video, just because this one's a little bit quick. So I want to focus on talking about the wedding pack. But yeah, this is my very first build using the wedding pack. This is my first time kind of seeing the pack and the items in action, and I decided to do this little like beach wedding. I've always dreamed about having a beach wedding. I don't think I will have a beach wedding if I do get married or when I do get married, but I've always fantasized about having a beach wedding. I mean, who hasn't like considered a beach wedding? Maybe, I don't know, but I figured that it would be a good way for me to test out some of the new items and see them in action, because I wouldn't have to focus on doing any kind of exterior. I could just place the items down. So if you guys are just getting the pack for the first time and you guys want to just like test out the items, use this little beach lot. It's at the bottom of the map when you go into the new world, and yeah, you can just kind of play around with the items and not have to worry about an exterior, because you guys know me. Sometimes I don't want to do an exterior. I just want to look at the furniture pieces. So here you can see I've done like the little aisle part already. We have a bunch of new wedding arches, which I think is super fun. I chose like a more kind of like geometric, kind of contemporary looking one, but we got quite a few new arches. So that's really exciting. And then I really love the new chairs we got. So I use them as the guest chairs for walking down the aisle, and I also use them as the dining chairs here. So I think I made this wedding venue like, I think it can seat 3 times 4, 12 guests. So you can have you and your partner who are getting married, and then 12 guests. So there's enough seating for 12. So I think that's like a good size wedding. I didn't want to make it any larger just because sometimes you can't have like too many Sims on a lot anyways. So there's no point putting like 50 chairs, because you can't really have like 50 Sims on a lot anyways, So hopefully this lot runs fine and the event will run smoothly if you limit the amount of guests that you invite. But here you can see I'm using this cute little like pergola thing to kind of put some shade on the kind of couple who is getting married. They'll sit kind of at the front there, and then all of their guests will sit in front of them so they can look out at their guests. I actually end up changing this area a little bit and putting everything on a platform, which I think is super cute, especially it goes with the beach theme. I would imagine if you actually had your wedding on the beach, you wouldn't want to like put your like chairs directly on the sand, because they would just like sink into the sand, I guess. So I thought it'd be more realistic to put it up on this kind of like wooden platform, which I think also adds a lot of depth and dimension to this lot, because it is just like a singular beach, So it adds some separation, which I think is really nice. One thing that I do really love about the chairs is they have the plain ones, and they also have the ones that come with like little flower arrangements on the back. So you can make it like more wedding themed with the decorations, or if you want it a little bit more simple, you can have no decoration on the back. Also, if you wanted to use those chairs for like another application, like in a home or on a patio, like something completely non-wedding related, you can still have the option to have that chair useful in everyday building, which I think is really important. It's always important to me that items in the pack are not only usable for the specific pack's purpose, but they are usable in like other scenarios, like for regular building, if you know what I mean. So really love those chairs. They also have like another design with it's more like a rounded, like oval shaped back, which I use later in the build, kind of on like the right hand side of the lot. So you'll see me do that a little bit later. But here you can see I am doing the little bar area. So because it's an outdoor wedding, I wanted to make it a little bit more rustic feeling, obviously a little bit more natural. So I thought these cool barrels that came with the pack were kind of like pretty. They definitely add that kind of rustic vibe, I guess. And then you can put stuff on them as well. So I put some flower arrangements on the top. So really love that. And I obviously went for a very natural color scheme here. Love the wood tones that we got with this pack. And a lot of them do match, which is always very nice. You can also see I put the kind of like sign cards. So I have a sign at the front of the entrance to the wedding, kind of like a welcome to the wedding kind of sign. And then I also have another sign near the dining area, and it kind of looks like a seating plan. So it's kind of like a seating chart sign, which I think is really cute. And I actually ended up going for the red ones because it looked kind of like a Chinese wedding, and I was figuring like maybe this would be my wedding, and since I'm Chinese, maybe I would have like more of a Chinese wedding vibe to it. So I don't know, I just thought they're kind of cute, and I liked how they added some Asian inspiration into some of these pieces, just so it's a little bit more inclusive, so you don't just have to have, you know, a regular wedding, but incorporate some other cultures as well, which was really fun. I also saw in one of the live streams that you can have like the tea ceremony as part of like the whole wedding event as well, which is also something that is a tradition in Asian or Chinese culture. So I'm really excited to test that out and kind of see what we can do in The Sims. And I think it's going to be really fun because I'm not married yet, but I do want to have a wedding one day. So I think it'd be cool to kind of like plan it out and kind of go through all the steps and yeah, just like see how it is. I was kind of laughing to myself when I was making this lot because I was thinking like how indecisive I was about everything. Like, and this is The Sims where things are easily changeable. I can, you know, test out everything. And I was so indecisive and I wasn't really like happy with a lot of the things along the way. I actually edited out so much footage, but I was thinking to myself like, wow, if I'm this indecisive when it comes to a Sims wedding venue, imagine how indecisive I'm going to be in real life, especially when I can't like see everything all together. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to that stress. If you have been married or if you had a wedding before, let me know how the process is and if it is as stressful as everyone says it is. And if you think you can recreate your wedding in The Sims using these items, like, do you think these are like accurate items that like a lot of wedding venues have and stuff? Let me know, because I also haven't been to a lot of weddings either. So sorry if this build is like inaccurate, I guess. I don't know. I just don't have like a lot of experience even being a guest at weddings. All of my friends haven't been married yet and haven't had a wedding yet. Like maybe in the next like 5 to 10 years, I'll be going to a lot of weddings, but like not yet. So hopefully you guys can weigh in on any kind of like things I may have missed that I can add to future venues and stuff like that, because I don't have much experience with weddings, you guys. And I also don't watch a ton of like wedding shows. I know they have a lot of like wedding reality TV shows and stuff. I've seen a lot of like Say Yes to the Dress, but that's pretty much where my wedding knowledge like and ends. So yeah, please let me know if I forgot anything. But I feel like I have everything. I have like the aisle, and then I have the seats. I even put like these little screens because I felt like they were a little bit Asian inspired, which is what I was maybe going for. And then you could also like kind of hide behind it. If you're gonna like walk down the aisle, you can kind of hide behind it and like prepare yourself, and then you walk down the aisle. And then I have the eating area. I have like a buffet table for people to get drinks and food. I have a bar, obviously, very important. And then I have a piano for like some live music. I have a dance floor, very important. I also put that up on a platform too, just to kind of mirror the other side, to have some kind of symmetry. And then I also have this cute little wall decor that's kind of sandwiched in between these two palm trees, kind of as a cute little like photo op area if your guests want to come and do like some selfies or some Instagram photos, or like have a photographer take their photo against the backdrop or what have you. So I feel like I have everything. I even have some extra seating. I feel like one thing I maybe should have put, instead of that extra seating on the right hand side, I should have maybe put like more conversational like couches or benches or something where people can kind of gather around and sit on a bench kind of facing each other. Maybe I should have done that instead of those formal tables. However, because I was maybe going for something like with a little bit of an Asian twist, I wanted to use those round tables because they remind me of like tables you would see at a Chinese banquet. So I thought that I wanted to include those somehow. But I really like how when you walk through this entrance, you kind of have like directions that you can go, like clearly straight is where like the aisle is, to the left is where the dining area is, and to the right is where the party area is. So I kind of like how the build feels a little bit sectioned off, even though it is just one big giant lot. So I think I did a decent job there with sectioning stuff off. And I also, in the beginning, I don't know if you guys saw, but I added that little kind of low-lying base game metal fence to the front. And I just did that to add a little bit of separation. Obviously, this beach lot is just like in the public area. So I wanted to kind of have some separation between the venue and the public, just so people that are wandering around, you know, don't feel like they can just like walk in. Like, this is a venued event. Like, no wedding crashers, please. I mean, obviously the Sims can just go around, but I feel like visually it just adds a little bit of separation just so it looks like an actual like place, like a sectioned off venue, if that makes sense. So let me know if you're on the same wavelength as me there and if you like what I did there. But overall, I had a ton of fun with this build. Again, this is my very, very first build using the new pack. And if you're actually watching this video on the day that it released, which is Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022, I'm actually going to be live on Twitch later today, streaming with this pack. You can go follow me on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/DoctorAshley. I'll probably be live at around 3 or 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So feel free to come to the stream and ask me any questions you have about the pack, and I'll be showing the pack live to you guys on stream with my early access. So overall, I must say that with this initial first build, I had a lot of fun doing it, and I think it turned out super, super pretty. I really love the world and how beautiful it is, and I'm really glad that we got this kind of Mediterranean world that has more beach lots, because I love beach lots so, so much. And the other thing I must say, which I think is important to note, is I love how beautiful all of this furniture looks outdoors. I know that sometimes furniture can look a little bit like super duper washed out on outdoors. Like, it only really looks good indoors in like an enclosed room in The Sims. But for these items, you can definitely tell that they, you know, made sure that they looked great outdoors as well, and they weren't too washed out. I just feel like the coloring still looks really beautiful, and everything just, you know, looks great even placed here on a beach. So I'm super happy with how it turned out. Hopefully I'll be able to build more wedding venues with kind of different vibes. If you guys have any suggestions for any wedding venues or honeymoon homes or just general builds you want me to do with this pack, please let me know in the comments down below and I'll be sure to get started on some of those builds for you guys. But besides that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please do let me know down below what you guys thought about it, and if you think I missed anything for this wedding venue, I'd love to hear your feedback, and also let me know if you guys are planning on purchasing this pack. Personally, this concept wasn't really on my initial list of wants, but after doing this build, I am pleasantly surprised with how beautiful and pretty it turned out. But stay tuned for more builds to hear my thoughts on this pack as I play with it more. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If this is our first time meeting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be friends or if you want to see more Sims 4 videos. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye everybody!